Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So we are on chapter 10 and today we'll be doing verse 21, Bhagavan Uvacha. Well, he already started. This is the third verse. So just a little bit background so we have the connection. So in this chapter, Arjuna requests Bhagwan to reveal him his various vibhutis, various glories or expression of God. And so by which he says he pervades the whole world. And then meditating, why he's asking? Because meditating on these vibhutis will help us to tune our mind to God, to divinity and all that. And that's good is one of the ways we can do our sadhana. So in one of the verses, Arjun wants to know in detail, right? He said, I want to know your yoga and vibhuti because I derive great joy. We saw that in listening to you, your words, which are like nectar. So please tell me in detail. So Bhagwan says, well, in detail, I may not be able to reveal all the details, but because there is no end to my vibhuti. So we saw that it's infinite. So if I tell in detail, I'll have to talk about everything and it's a countless and infinite. So that's not possible. But I will reveal some important vibhutis to you, which you can contemplate upon, think upon, meditate upon. So in the beginning, Bhagwan, when he starts talking, he says a very, very important thing. And if you remember, one of the saints, Ramana Maharishi, said that was one of the most important verses. That was the sar of Bhagavad Gita. So there are different people get attracted to different verses. A very important verse. So he's saying that the self in you is my own self. I reside in your heart. I alone am there as Atma in you. Because and the words were Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Shayastita. I am seated in your heart. And so you can meditate upon on me as yourself, as your own Atma. So that is the highest and most wonderful vibhuti according to Nikhilanandji. And then he was just reminding that self is not the ego that we are talking about, but pure consciousness, the witness, pure being. That is Bhagwan's greatest vibhuti. And Bhagwan, he also mentioned in the same verse that I am in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of creation. He alone, meaning when the creation dissolves, Bhagwan alone remains, or the consciousness alone remains. So there were a few points that I had missed last time about this beginning, middle, and end, because subjectively also we have to try to understand this beginning, middle, and end. And the way Nikhilanandji was explaining that our own mind, or when we are in meditation, this technique can be observed that before the thought arises, I am that pure consciousness. And that pervades everything, right? So it is there. And then the thought arises, still the consciousness, our Atma is there. And the thought when again gets dissolved, that Atma is there. So it's rising as though from there, stays there and then dissolves. And then, so this is the same way the world was created too. And then he was just saying that if you can even understand this, he called it the secret of thoughts, you can understand the whole creation of, place of consciousness and God. And this is what the thing I wanted to say. And also, he's saying that when we are in meditation, instead of paying attention to the thought, we should put our attention on the consciousness. So it will do two things, I think. We'll understand what consciousness is more deeply, and we will not pay attention to the thought, and that's what the whole goal is. So I thought that was a very good trick. And then he also said, so according to Nikhilanandji, there are 4 vibhutis he mentioned here. One was that I am your Atma, I am your soul within you. And then he said, I am the, beginning, middle and end. Usko bhi vibhuti bola unka. If you want to look at it that way, that's fine. And so now when Bhagwan starts his vibhuti, so we just want to, few things I wanted to say. I think I may have said it, but just for clarity's sake, that he begins with some of the vibhutis which are in the Puranas also. So sometimes, we may not understand it completely, but then we have to go, if somebody is curious, can go back and find out what the stories are in the Purana, and then you will understand them better. I'll try my best to do that, because some of them may be a little bit confusing for us because we have not heard those words. Others will be very clear, And then some of them, it'll be very easy because we experience them around us only in the world. And he has taken vibhutis from different fields, like you may already know, mountains, rivers, animal, bird, fish, all of those, from everywhere. These glories are there, And then something very, very interesting he said. I really like the way he explained. So he said that, see, nowadays there are hundreds of murtis of Bhagwan, right? Of course, the Ram and Krishna and all, we know all of them. But kitne sare hain? Narsimha Bhagwan, हर एक दशावतार की भी मूर्तियां हैं. फिर if you go different मंदिर्स, पता नहीं किस किस की भी मूर्ति बनाई हुई है, कुल देवता, ये देवता, हजारों. So he said that now जो भगवान की विभूतियां हैं ना, they are also form of natural murti only, you can say. You see, but the great part about these vibhutis that Bhagwan is mentioning is that nobody can break them. Because remember in India में जाके वो मंदिर तोड़ देते थे, ये सब कर देते थे. Nobody can destroy these vibhutis. They are there. For example, he said the sun. You cannot say to the sun, ये मंदिर बंद करो, close this. He's going to be always there. That was a very powerful point he said. So these, and then another important point he said about, before we jump into the vibhutis, that we should contemplate upon them and we should experience and feel them. So he thinks starts with the feeling. First, you have to start with, feelings, and then you should try to understand them, and then you will experience it. And in Hindi, he said, मानो, जानो, पहचानो, और पहचानो को अनुभव करो. हाँ, तो पहले मानना पड़ेगा कि ओके है, ये विभूति है, फिर उसको समझने की कोशिश करो, फिर उसको एक्सपीरियंस करो. एंड दुनिया में भी ऐसे ही होता है. सपोज somebody gives some new fruit to you which you have never eaten, so first they will say, this is very sweet. So you have to accept it that the person is saying it is sweet, and then try to understand what fruit it is, and then you eat it and experience it. It's the same thing with the vibhutis. I thought that was an interesting point he said. So so this one point he said that we have to, when we feel the presence of God and understand, then we experience God directly as though we feel, so that's why these are very important. So yeah, one second. All right, so now we can jump into these vibhutis. This is verse 21. Adityanamaham Vishnu Jyotisham Raviransuman Marichir Marutamasmi Nakshatranam Aham Shashi. Adityanam, among the Adityas, and I'll explain what it means because these are from the Puranas. Aham, I, Vishnu, I am Vishnu. We have heard of Vishnu, but there are, different Puranas depict Vishnu different way, and all of them are significant. Remember that consciousness is one, but when it comes to, creation or manifestation of the world, people can explain the creation in all different ways. and divide it different ways. So we have to just be a little open-minded about it, not very jaded. Oh, Vishnu to aise hi hote hain. Some other Puranas, they have depicted in a different way. So we have to be open-minded with these vibhutis. Jyotisham. Jyotish, Jyoti, जिसको हिंदी में word होता है, light. Among the lights, Ravi, I am the sun. Anshuman means radiant. And Anshuman actually सूर्य का दूसरा नाम भी है. But this, I am the radiant sun. उसको एक adjective दिया हुआ है. And Ravi, we have heard, it means sun. Marichi. So I will explain what Marichi and Maruta is, because there is Marichi is the name of one Marut. So Marutam, of the Maruts, of the winds. They are like different kind of wind. You can say wind god. But जैसे हम लोग को एक ही वायु देवता मालूम है, right? मगर in some of the other Puranic stories and all, 49 types of wind. कोई बोलता है कि यहाँ अभी क्लासिफिकेशन किया है ना, हरिकेन विंड, दिस स्पीड, दैट स्पीड, उन्होंने पहले ही सब कर लिया था. ऊपर जाने वाली विंड, नीचे जाने वाली विंड, you know, like unbelievable classification. The Maruts. Asmi, I am. Nakshatranam, हमने सुना है ना word nakshatra. Among the asterisms means different stars, and we will see there is a technical word at nakshatra, what it means. Shashi is the moon. So let's try to understand what he's saying. So he's saying Aditya Nam Aham Vishnu. Among the Adityas, I am Vishnu. And Aditya were the sons of, there was a Puranic story of Rishi Kashyap and his two wives Aditi and Diti. So Aditi gave birth to all the divine beings, and she had 12 sons, it seems. And then they were called Adityas because they were Aditi's son, that's why Adityas. And उसमें से सबसे important और सबसे glorious is Vishnu. So that's how we have to understand, because these are Puranic stories. That's why I said if somebody is curious can go back. And when it comes to different Adityas, remember when we do our Taittiriya Upanishad ka Shanti Path, Shanno Mitra Sham Varuna, like that we go, right? Mitra is another Aditya. And it seems that there it said that he's controller of day and pranas, but he's also like a god of friendship and Anushasan ke devata. वो है मित्र. तो मित्र से तो पता ही चलता है, right? Friendship, Anushasan means, self-control and things like that. And then Bhavatvar Yama, remember Ayarma. Ayarma is another Aditya. पितरों के देवता बोला गया है. उसमें बताया था controller of eyes and sun. So each one has functions, And then Ayarma को न्याय प्रिय भी बोला गया है. So as I'm just giving you some idea that these Adityas, we have already come across them. 12 Adityas, में से some of them. And the other one, if you remember from chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan talked about Vivaswan. So जो अपना करण सूर्य है ना, वो भी एक आदित्य है, as though Aditi's son, and his name is Vivaswan. And we are all children of Vivaswan. Means वो हमारे वंशज है, he is the first one, because we know that even scientifically speaking, everything has come on the earth from the sun. We are part of sun. A piece broke off, whatever, even scientifically you can say. So Vartaman Surya is Vivaswan. So just giving you some ideas. And then this same Vishnu, who was one of the Adityas in the Puranic stories, he took birth as a Vaman avatar. Anybody has heard of story of Vaman avatar and Bali Raja in this group? Okay, so this is a very, very famous story. And the reason, because it has a very interesting significance. So I thought maybe if you have not heard, I will tell. I cannot say, because अगर पौराणिक story बोलने जाओ तो बहुत लंबी होती है. And एक story में एक बात ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए. जैसे बच्चे लोग सुनते हैं ना story, वैसे ही सुनना. बहुत ज़्यादा logic मत उस पे डालना. Because there is a meaning behind it that you have to pull out. That's the whole idea. So don't get stuck into the mechanics of the story. But it's telling you something. So there was a Raja Bali. I think वो शायद प्रहलाद के grand son थे वगैरह. So to make the long story short, he was having a big yagna, एक वो अपना क्या बोलते हैं हवन कर रहे थे. So but उनको थोड़ा अहंकार वगैरह हो गया था जरा, right? तो वामन जी has to come. विष्णु जी ने अवतार लिया. वामन means like a dwarf. He was like a grown person but looking like a child, very sweet looking, Vaman. So he comes and he's like a, aesthetic. So when somebody comes near the Yagnashala or near the Havan, so the host will say, what can I do for you? उनको दान देना चाहते थे वो बलि राजा. तो उन्होंने बोला कि मैं तुम्हें दान देना चाहता, क्या चाहिए तुम्हें बोलो, मैं समर्थ हूँ, मैं सब कुछ दे सकता. अहंकार तो था ही, I can give you whatever you want. मैंने कहा मुझे आई एम अ छोटा सा पर्सन, आई डोंट वांट टू मच, मेरे को 3 पग धरती दे दो बस. मतलब बस इतनी सी मांग रहे हो. आई थिंक पुष्पलता जी नोज दिस स्टोरी नाउ, राइट? यस. सो उन्होंने कहा 3 पग धरती दे. बोला इतना सा क्या, आई कैन गिव यू लॉट मोर. नो आई वांट ओनली 3 पग. ओके, दिया, प्रॉमिस कर लिया उन्होंने कि मैं दे देता हूँ तुमको. और फिर उन्होंने जो विराट रूप बना लिया अपना, कैसे विष्णु है, और उनका पाँव जो एक डाला पाँव, उसकी सारा राज्य ले लिया उसका. और वो हक्का बक्का रह गया, ये क्या हो गया. फिर उन्होंने बोला 1 पग से ये नाप लिया उन्होंने, फिर दूसरा पग उन्होंने स्वर्ग तक पहुंचा दिया. मतलब उसके जो पुण्य जो थे, स्विस बैंक अकाउंट, एनीथिंग बिसाइड दूसरे तरफ था, सब ले लिया. So now it's like Raja Bali was, one of those people who was a very good person, but अहंकार आ गया था उनमें. हाँ अभी बता रही हूँ. बिकॉज राजा बलि पीछे नहीं हटे कि ये नहीं कि मेरा सब ले लिया तो भाग जा अब तू, नहीं. इसे अच्छा 3रा पग. फिर उनको अचानक, माय गॉड, दिस इज नॉट ऑर्डिनरी पर्सन, गॉड हिमसेल्फ हैज कम टू मी. फिर तो वो पानी हो गया. उन्होंने बोला अच्छा अभी 3रा पग ना, मैंने माय जो भी मेरा था सब दे दिया, राइट? अब आई रह गया. आई मीन्स अहंकार रह गया है मेरा, उसको भी आप ले लो प्लीज. ही रियलाइज कि ही हैज टू गिव अप everything including his ahankar to get the highest. So he bows his head and he said, put the 3rd foot on my head because as symbolically mera ahankar le lo, So that was the story of Bali Raja. And then the way little expansion of this, what we have to learn from this, that usually it starts with the I, ahankar, and then it becomes I and mine. I firstly अहंकार जागता है, फिर ये मेरा है, मेरा है, मेरा है, मेरा है, all those things. So you have to give up both. उसको संस्कृत में बोलते हैं अहंकार और ममत्वम, अहम and mamatvam, so both of them has to go for us to attain Bhagwan. That's what this whole symbolic thing was. So now, Vishnu ji is the one who takes care of कुछ भी गड़बड़ होता है दुनिया में, तो he has to take different avatars and all. That's why he said among Adityas I am Vishnu. So that was a story. I thought this was a good one. And then he was just mentioning, and you guys might know, रामायण में तुलसी दास जी ने भी यही कहा है कि माया क्या चीज है. मैं अरु मोर तोर ते माया मीन्स मैं और मेरा, तू और तेरा. द डिविजन जो हम लोग करते थे ना, उसको माया बोला गया है तो सब कुछ एक ही. एंड देन ऑल ही वाज रिमाइंडिंग अस, निखिलानंद जी, वाज दैट both of them are not ours, ahankar and mamatvam, and it is both of them disappear when we wake up to something higher. And he gave a beautiful example. He's saying it's like a dream mein na, I feel like I'm a king or a queen, whatever, and then this kingdom is mine. So kingdom is mine and I'm the king. But when I wake up, what happens? न मैं राजा हूं और न मैं किंग, मेरा किंगडम है, दोनों चला गया. You see that? So that's why he was saying that we have this false notion, oh this belongs to me, this belongs to me. हम बोलते हैं ना, हिंदी में बोलते हैं खाली हाथ आए थे खाली हाथ जाएंगे, पहले किसी और का था, जब जाएंगे किसी और का हो जाएगा. बट हम लोग बीच में मेरा है, मेरा है. No, it's not. So we have to keep remembering that It's not mine. So I thought this was a very significant thing he was told about this story. So, and the one most important thing is, by giving up everything, you get the kingdom of God. You have everything beyond infinity anyway. So but it is very hard to do that. But this story will inspire us to move in that direction. And the next thing he says, Jyotisham aham anshuman. So among the luminaries, मतलब जितनी भी bright चीजें हैं दुनिया में, सबसे ज़्यादा bright क्या है? Sun. Even though कितनी भी वो लोग lights ये वो बना ले, artificial lights, artificial intelligence जो भी, I don't know, it looks so bright, nothing can match the sun. That we know. When the sun comes out, bright, tremendous. So he's saying among all those luminous things in our, see, he's saying from our perspective. So whenever he talks about these things, you have to think while being on the earth, because somebody can argue, oh, our sun is very small, there are other bigger suns and all that. Remember, these are meditative things for us to connect to God. That's why we have to see it from our angle. So for us on this earth, the sun is the brightest object, indisputably. So that's why he said that the greatest luminous of all is sun, and he's saying, I am the sun. And Anshuman means full of rays. Anshu means rays of the sun. Man means जिसके पास बहुत सारी rays हो उसको. And Ravi तो अपने को मालूम ही है कि सूर्य का नाम है. So that's what it is. And he was just saying that when we can meditate upon God with other lights also, like some people light a lamp and will, representation of God. You can do that. But the most glorious is sun, and that vibhuti we can very nicely connect to him, because the glory of sun usually we can see as a sunrise and sunset. उस दिन में तो हम लोग देख भी नहीं पाते हैं sun को, right? So that's how we have to see that we connect to it and look at it as a very expression of the divinity. And Nikhilanand was just mentioning that some people will bring some science in and say, no, it's from scientific point of view, they will say something like nuclear reaction हो रहा है वहाँ पे, वहाँ से आ रहा है वगैरह वगैरह. So he's saying that all is true, but if you want to connect it as a vibhuti, then you have, in the ultimate vision is look at the expression of divinity. That's how. And another very important thing he said that, expanding this whole thing about light of Bhagwan. सूर्य तो खैर physical light है ही, उसमें कोई dispute ही नहीं है. मगर there's another kind of light that we don't think about. Suppose if we fall asleep and we are dreaming, and I'm dreaming that I am on some beach or something, a bright sunlight is there and the sun is shining and I feel that light, right? Completely, I'm bathing in that sunlight and everything. And then when I wake up, hey, I'm in the dark room. Where did that light come from? Think about it. That light in my dream is also consciousness, light of consciousness, that I'm seeing it. So this is very interesting expansion, because when it comes to meditation upon this light as a sun, we can even think of it in this way. And that will expand our understanding of Bhagwan. So that's what he was saying, And then he said that it depends on our mindset, that where we put our mind at. If we have a mind, tuned to what? If you tune to politics, तो सुबह से शाम वही दिखाई देगा. Politics ही दिखाई देगा सब जगह. If you science को tune करो, तो science, you will look at it everything scientifically. But if you tune as a spiritual thing, then that's what you will see. So none of them are wrong, but depends on what you want to do. All right. So here Bhagwan is guiding him that in meditation, this is what you can meditate upon. And this can be open eye meditation too. Next time when we look at the sun, we should remember this verse, Bhagwan ki vibhuti hai ye. Suddenly we have this reverence in our heart. That's how it is. So the next one is also a little bit confusing, but it is from the Puranas. He's saying that among the Maruts, I am Marichi. So ye Marut क्या है भाई, आपने सुना होगा मारुति नंदन दे कॉल इट फॉर हनुमान, राइट? तो विंड गॉड, विंड का नाम भी मारुति है, सॉरी मरुत से मारुत बनाए, मारुति बनाए. So Marut is the father kind of, and then became Maruti. So the word Marut, it seems that there are 49 different varieties. These are wind gods, and he was just saying that how the wind movements, circular and straight and fast and slow and up and down, and 49 different division है classified. So these are all called Maruts. उसमें जो उनका जो हेड है ना, उसको मरीची बोला गया है, और रिमेंबर ये वो वाला मारीची नहीं है, वो हनुमान, सॉरी रामायण वाला मारीची नहीं है, ही वाज अ राक्षसा. ये मरुत मरीची है, ये मरीची, वो मारीची था. So there is a slight difference, so we should not get confused. So and Puranic story, I don't want to go too much in detail, but how did it become 49? The Puranic story is kind of interesting. तो वो कश्यप की 2 वाइफ्स थे, राइट? एक थी अदिति, जिसके सारे वो आदित्यास थे, सन्स, दे वर ऑल गॉड्स एंड ऑल दैट. एंड जो दीति थी, शी वाज अ लिटिल थोड़ी डिफरेंट थी, वो इतनी सात्विक नहीं थी, मगर उसने भी बहुत सेवा की अपने हस्बैंड की. तो फिर आई वांट अ सन हु इज वेरी वेरी स्ट्रांग एंड यू कैन फाइट विद द इंद्रा. इंद्रा वाज वन ऑफ द आदित्यास, इट सीम्स. So the husband gave her the boon, okay, you're going to have a very glorious child. So then when she was carrying, and don't get like upset with the story, because some of the stories, they don't sound great. They have a point in them. That's why. So when she was carrying in the womb, तो उसमें क्या हुआ कि वो इंद्रा को पता चल गया कि my God, she's going to have a child who's going to come and get my throne and things like that. So he took a roop of a very sweet boy, and he went and started serving, waiting for the opportunity to do some gadbad, to this Diti, who was pregnant. And then somehow, because he had a lot of powers and all, he entered the womb, and he said, I'm going to just destroy this the child in the womb, so he don't get grossed out. Cut it into 7 pieces. And फिर भी उसका मन नहीं भरा था, और 7 pieces कर दिया था. हर एक का 7 pieces, 49 हो गए. The child did not die because it was a boon from Kashyap. Okay, so then उसको अपनी गलती का एहसास हुआ. So then he came out, माफी मांगी, then he said that अभी ये 49 children are going to be born. So he said they all are going to be great, and they will be devatas only. And so उनका जो conflict था वो resolve हो गया. So happy ending हुई story की, and they became the wind gods. So that's why the 49 types. That was a Puranic story, symbolic. So उसमें से फिर वो सब जो main थे वो मरीच. So भगवान ने बोला, मरीच, among the maruts I am the Marich. Marich Asmi. And the last one in this one is, among the nakshatras I am Shashi. Means among all the nakshatras I am moon. So what is nakshatras? Some of you might know. हमने नाम सुना है ना, अरुंधति, रोहिणी, कृतिका. These are called groups of stars, and this is what it is. If you watch the moon every day in the sky, moon moves the most in the sky. So one time it is in one nakshatra, next day it will be in another one. Like that, they have divided the sky into 27 nakshatras. I think it's 27 or 20, somewhere is 29, somewhere is 27. 27? Okay, 27. 27 nakshatras, and then depending on which nakshatra he is at, that's what they say, वो उस नक्षत्र में है. तो नक्षत्रास में वो जो stars दिखाई देते हैं ना, वो छोटे छोटे दिखाई देते हैं. A formation of the stars, right? And then, but the moon is always like bright and shining. See how Bhagwan pulled out the vibhuti, that among the nakshatra I'm the moon, because moon is as though the boss of all this. Raja ki tarah chal raha hai wo har jagah, and others are as though in the background. So jitne bhi tare divare, kitne bhi bright ho, even the other planets, they may be bigger, they may be great, whatever, but from the earth perspective, after the sun, the moon is the brightest for us. See that? how it is. So that's what he said, that among all the nakshatras, I am the moon. So what Nikhilanandji was saying, that look at the moon as a vibhuti and contemplate upon it as a vibhuti. So that's how Bhagwan started. So this was just the first verse with this sample. Any question, any comment? Anybody want to add anything to this? Okay. Who wants to read? Any volunteers to read?
I can read, but I don't have the book. I downloaded it on my...
Okay, if you have the same thing downloaded and you can read for, go for it.
Just a one word or a couple of maybe different.
Let's try it. If it is going smoothly and everybody has the same thing, then I don't have a problem.
Okay. Among the 12 Adityas, I am Vishnu. Among luminaries, the radiant sun, I am Marichi. Among the Maruts, among asterisms, the moon, I. Of Adityas, I am Vishnu. In the Vedic tradition, Adityas described in some places as 5 and in other places as 6 are the children born of Aditi. Later on, the traditional belief considered 12 Adityas, each representing one of the 12 months of the year. In the Vishnu Puran, however, we read that Vishnu is one of these 12 Adityas, and he is described therein as the most important amongst the whole lot.
So now you saw that when it comes to Puranas, and because I think our religion, bola ya apna Sanatan Dharma is a better word, it's so ancient that so many different classifications, so many different stories have come that sometimes like Swamiji said 5 and 6, but now generally everybody said 12 Adityas. That's why, and there are names also of all the 12 Adityas. So, and then as I told you, that it is more important, what's the purpose Bhagwan is saying, rather than go in the technical part of the stories and start getting confused or arguing about it. Doesn't matter, right? Like every story gets a little twist here and there. So just keep that open mind when we are doing this.
Of the luminaries, I am the radiant sun. Modern physics admits that the sun is the source of all energy. Naturally, the phrase stands amply self-explained. The self is the source of all energy wherever it is seen manifested.
Okay, so here the one whole paragraph is missing in your thing. Anilji, you have that? Of the luminaries, I'm the radiant sun, that paragraph?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
I can.
so can you please read that? Yeah.
Of the luminaries, I am the radiant sun. One very sad misconception that has been injected into the children of the rishis by both the foreign enemies and the local foes of our Aryan culture is that the Vedic masters were crude men, ignorant of science and the nature of the world phenomena, except those who, from intellectual point of view, are blind and deaf, and who parade themselves as a scholarly man of dehydrated knowledge, none with any common sense, and who has even casually swept his eyes across the statements in the Vedas, can ever dare to uphold this colossal lie. But unfortunately, we read our own Vedas through the translation by the German scholars who had been paid for translating these works by the arch enemies of our culture. Max Muller, who we have learned to adore, is the greatest sinner in this particular conspiracy of indirectly ruining our respect for our own culture.
So I can see why they took this paragraph out, because Swamiji blasted everybody. Maybe when he was, now things have changed. Have you seen? There is a lot more respect for Vedic thing, because with that is good thing that has happened in the way due to social media, that people are explaining that what it means, even about these nakshatras and all that. There is a story about Chandrama having 27 wives and all that. It was just a symbolic story to say that he goes about the 27 nakshatra. So if you understand what the rishis were trying to do, then you will appreciate that they were, if you have to memorize just like that, you will not, किसी को juicy story बोला, उसकी 27 wives थी, ये हुआ, वो हुआ, एक ने एक दूसरे से jealous हो गई, something, people will remember. So they were just having them memorize and understand and get interested in it. So I think that obviously when Swamiji probably came down from the Himalayas, he had to face a lot of criticism. And because he was himself college educated and he was in the news, what you call, the news में वो जो article वगैरह लिखते हैं, उनको क्या बोलते हैं English में? You know what I mean. The word is not coming to me.
The reporter.
Reporter and all that. He was journalist. That was the word I was trying to get to, journalist. He himself was this. So he must be reading a lot of other stuff, criticism and once he knows the truth, and when people don't understand it, and then instead of saying, hey, I don't understand, let me learn, oh, these people are uneducated fools, they just make up any story. Even now I have met people like that who will just say all kinds of bad things about Upanishads and all that. But
No, but this comment is very true. The
Yes,
Venezuela
of
really
course.
ruined the whole thing.
yeah, I don't know much about, I didn't read,
Yeah,
but
I
you have.
gone through that quite a bit. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like
He replaced the dates by 1,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. They will. I mean, even the word, Aryan. Oh, these people came from outside. अरे समझो तो सही आर्यन का वर्ड मीनिंग क्या है, बिकॉज भगवान ने तो चैप्टर 2 में वर्ड यूज किया आर्यन मीन्स अ नोबल पर्सन, सो उसको आर्यन रेस बना दिया, ये कर दिया, समथिंग क्रेजी दे डिड टोटली, so once you learn that, you will know. And then in the footnote, Swamiji has said over here, it will not be long before our country shall have a exclusive textbook of evidence to prove this assertion, since research scholars are now at work and the publication is soon expected. So this was like, God knows, 50 years, 60, पता नहीं कितने years ago. अभी तो बहुत कुछ research हो गया है. And then we also heard that the Germans ने translate किया, अपने वेदा, पर उसमें translation में हमेशा गड़बड़ करते हैं, लोग अपना मसाला डाल देते हैं, ये कर देते हैं, वो कर देते हैं. And I think that's why, see, when the Bible came, it was written 200 years later by the 4 or 5 people, right, of his. It was not a direct word of Jesus.
400 AD.
Yeah, so 400 AD. So you can always, I'm not saying they did it, but I'm saying there is a possibility of somebody putting their own masala in it. But what we have over here is Bhagwan Uvacha, और उसको ऐसा श्लोका में डाला हुआ है कि कोई एक बिंदी इधर से उधर नहीं कर सकता उसकी. थिंक अबाउट इट. जो इसका को बोलते हैं भगवान ने गा के क्यों बोला वहाँ पे, देयर इज अ साइंटिफिक रीजन. नोबडी कैन चेंज हिज वर्ड्स नाउ. whoever tried could not do it because it is छंद में बंधा हुआ है वो इतना अच्छे से. सो टाइट कर दिया एकदम, जैसे 5000 साल पहले था वैसा का भी है, और 5000 के बाद भी वैसा ही होगा. I mean, it's tremendous if you ask me. So anyway, we know, and all these things, if you don't know the backstories of Puranas and all, you might not understand what Bhagwan is saying, but the moment you get a little bit glimpse of what okay, now I understand why he said it, and these are just helpful thing in our meditation. So if we take it in the right context, it will benefit us, but if you go take it in some negative way, it's not going to benefit us. भगवान का तो कोई नुकसान नहीं होने वाला, हमारा ही हो जाएगा नुकसान if we don't use it. So that's how it is. So I think she already, Induji read this modern physics admits, right? The source of all energy. Okay, maybe Anilji you read, because looks like Induji yours is like a little limited. Yeah.
Should I start from modern physics?
Yeah, modern physics से start कर दीजिए.
Modern physics admits that the sun is the source of all energy. Naturally, the phrase stands amply self-explained. The self is the source of all energies wherever it is seen manifested.
So we know, and you know, when we look at the sun, you know, maybe rising sun or setting sun, or even in the daytime, we cannot look directly, but just even very quickly glancing over it, it does look like a glory of God, because it's just so amazing. And if your mind can go that way, and we साइंटिफिकली तो कोई डाउट ही नहीं है कि उन्होंने यही बोला है कि सूर्य से 9 pieces got separated and then planetary system came. They have a consensus about it in science. So it's a source of all energy. अर्थ पे कुछ भी है एनर्जी सोर्स, वो सन का ही है, यू नो, बिकॉज इवन से ओके आर्टिफिशियल बना दो, पर वो आर्टिफिशियल के लिए मटीरियल कहाँ से आया? इधर से आया है. एंड ऑल द डिफरेंट थिंग्स वी हैव ऑन अर्थ, like gold, for example. You know, gold, they say when there is a supernova happened, that's when the gold is created. Nobody can ever create gold in the lab, you know. So because it has come from that original blast that happened and all that, you know, from the sun. So no matter which way you go, whether you go to spiritual way or the science way, you come to the same conclusion. That's what Swamiji is trying to say, that is a great meditative thing to, sun is a great thing to meditate upon, coming from God.
Of the winds, I am Marichi. In the Vedic verses, Maruts are the sons of Rudra, and the Rig Veda mentions Marichi as the chief among them. In the Vedic lore, the Maruts represented the presiding deity of the storms, wind and breeze. In short, air is motion.
Air in motion. Yeah, so now you saw there could be different stories. Another place, it said that they were son of Rudras, and I told you another story of so whichever you like, does not matter. But this is one consensus is there, that it is a devata of storm, wind and breeze, air in motion. Usme se main hai Marich is the main one. So it's I am Marichi among the wind gods.
Umaji, isn't aren't they saying in many different ways that self is it, उसके बिना कुछ भी नहीं है?
See, that उन्होंने बहुत पहले ही बोल दिया, लेकिन अर्जुन का डिलेमा ये था, अच्छा भाई इंटेलेक्चुअली तो मैं समझ लिया कि भाई सेल्फ इज इन एवरीथिंग, बट यू नो आई हैव टू गो फाइट द वॉर, आई हैव टू डू, जैसे हम लोग बोलेंगे हमको दुनिया में काम करने जाना है, बाहर निकलना है, करना है, एंड यू आर सेइंग कॉन्टेम्पलेट अपॉन मी all the time. How do I recognize you in the world? Right? That was his question. So Bhagwan ने ये different, जहाँ भी देखो वहाँ कुछ glorious दिखाई देगा, कुछ great. Just remember it is Bhagwan. That's all it is. It's just another aid for us to connect to God. So what if somebody can connect to God as a substratum all the time, they don't even need the vibhutis. उसको तो वैसे ही कनेक्शन है, पर किसी को नहीं हो रहा है कनेक्शन, दिस विभूतिस कैन बी वेरी हेल्पफुल टूल, you know. That's how we have to look at it. But to me, for us, you know, just to understand that why Bhagwan said it and some reasons behind it makes us connect more, you know. Then we can, wherever we see something glorious, I mean, I still remember that I had gone to Yosemite first time when I was young. Bharat took me, like, you know, after we got married. And it was just after rainy season. A big waterfall was there. I've never seen that kind of forceful waterfall. That time I didn't even understand much about God, or I had not gone to Chinmaya Mission. I did not understand Brahman and everything. Just looking at this, oh my God, this is God. You know, when I looked at it, it looked like beyond earth. इतना ज़्यादा उसमें पावर था. तो इवन इन द वर्ल्ड कोई भी चीज़ हम लोग बहुत ग्लोरियस देखते हैं तो ऐसा मुँह से नहीं निकलता, ओ माई गॉड दिस इज सो डिवाइन, यू नो. इमीडिएटली वी कनेक्टेड. सो समथिंग लाइक दैट इट इज़, दैट जितनी भी ग्लोरियस चीज़ें हैं, इट्स ईजियर टू सी गॉड इन दैट. दैट्स द होल पर्पस.
Of the asterisms, I am the moon. The Sanskrit term nakshastras.
नक्षत्र बोलते हैं ना,
Nakshastra, as used in Indian astronomy, indicates the asterisms strewn on the moon's path. conceiving exclusively, thus the root of the moon in the universe, the line may be interpreted as expressing the Lord's glory, inasmuch as among the asterisms, the moon is controller, the regulator, and in his splendor of all the most wondrous.
Yeah. So now I explained to you what that nakshatra is, the position of those stars. And I think that जब भी वो लोग अपना वो बनाते हैं, जन्म पत्री वगैरह बनाते हैं, उसमें वो नक्षत्र चाहिए होता है शायद कि मून की पोजीशन क्या है और नाम वाम देते हैं वगैरह वगैरह. सो बेसिकली यही है कि भाई कौन से पोजीशन में है. बट मून इज द मेन थिंग इन देयर. Nakshatra are just the position. See what I'm saying? That's why Bhagwan said that. And from earth point of view, moon is like a king over there, sitting in that nakshatra, like let's say, throne pe baitha ho. You can imagine whichever way you want. It is the more glorious out of all them.
But Umaji, also we can only relate to moon because that's what we can see.
That's what I'm saying. That he's saying from कि glory मतलब मुझे क्या glorious दिखाई दे रहा है.
Right.
Right. That's the whole purpose. Yes. Mm-hmm.
But we could as well accept the word nakshatras in its common understanding as the endless twinkling little stars that we see studied in the night sky. There are commentators who go even a step further and consider the word as representing all the lights of the night. This also is an acceptable interpretation which can convey to us a wealth of suggestions to ponder over and meditate upon. The self is an incomparable, glorious, soothing, and pleasant. Sorry, let me read it. The self is as incomparable, glorious, soothing, and pleasant as the moon is in the entire world of lights that illumine the nights from the parlor of a hut to the parliament house.
So he's just saying that some people say कि nakshatra bola to they not only look at those 27 positions, but they are okay जितने भी night time में stars दिखाई देते हैं उनमें सबसे ज़्यादा luminous तो moon ही दिखाई देता है अपने को. Exactly what you said. And the moon is, we can sit in over here in America and look at the moon, and somebody can be opposite part of the world will see the same moon. See what I'm saying? That's what he said there, from hut to the parliament house. No, whether you are in some kind of mahal or you are in jhopdi or you are outside, you see the same moon. And that is representative of this glorious क्या बोलना चाहिए Brahman. It's representing that Brahman is everywhere. You can expand these glories in the way you want to understand also. You can put your own masala in it to understand. So that's how it is. And it's another thing is that moon is always, sun you can't look directly and it आंखें ऐसी हो जाती है. Moon we can उसको निहार सकते हैं हम लोग आराम से, and it looks very kind of soothing, glorious, pleasant. सारे जितने भी कवि होते हैं ना वो कभी सुना है कि सूर्य के ऊपर बहुत कम कविताएं लिखते हैं लोग. चंद्रमा के ऊपर तो इतनी सारा रोमांस भी वो चंद्रमा के साथ ही वो लोग एसोसिएट करेंगे. It's very soothing, very pleasant. So that's why he's saying that भगवान ने बोला that's my glory.
It is to be remembered that in these series of 22 stanzas, Lord Krishna is trying to supply the seekers with 75 items of thought for helping them in the path of knowledge to meditate upon and intensify their integration and sharpen their single-pointedness. These are 75 exercises in meditation.
I was just thinking, if somebody says, I don't know what to do in meditation, Bhagwan said 75 items. 75 minutes to tum le sakte ho. It's like so much masala is there, right, in Bhagavad Gita itself. And this is what, because every vibhuti is that Bhagwan's vibhuti. So your mind is in Bhagwan only. Every time you're saying this is his vibhuti, even if you are thinking about what it is, but the kind of base of it is Bhagwan only. So your mind gets single pointed, integrated, and all that. What is the purpose in meditation? We kind of achieve it, all our preparation in meditation. So this, from that point of view, this chapter is very, very helpful for us, Any question, comment? Anybody wants to add anything on the vibhutis? Okay, so I can close Bhagavad Gita because everybody's satisfied with, even though they were a little bit tricky vibhuti, this one. Others are going to be more simpler ones. This one was a little tricky because it was from Puranas. But moon and the sun we could relate to easily, right? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhya mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.